The restaurant was buzzing with the usual Friday evening crowd, businessmen laughing too loudly over their drinks, families celebrating birthdays, and young couples whispering across their tables. But for Eleanor Hartley, known in the city as the Billionaire Grandma, everything felt strangely quiet the moment her eyes landed on a young waitress rushing from one table to another. Eleanor had been invited out by her daughter to enjoy a simple dinner away from the grand halls of her mansion. She didn't expect anything unusual to happen, until she noticed the glittering necklace resting against the waitress's collarbone. Eleanor froze, her fork halfway to her lips. The necklace wasn't just any piece of jewelry. It was her wedding necklace. A rare vintage diamond pendant inlaid with delicate emeralds, handcrafted by a French jeweler decades ago. It was the necklace her late husband, Richard, had given her on the night they married. That necklace had vanished mysteriously from her safe more than 30 years ago, and despite endless searches, Eleanor never saw it again. Her hand trembled as she set the fork down. It can't be, she whispered to herself. But the memories were too vivid, the way the diamonds formed a perfect teardrop shape, the tiny emerald leaf curling at the side, the inscription at the back that read, "Forever, R&D." The young waitress, no older than 21, moved gracefully between the tables, her hair tied up in a messy bun. She looked tired but determined, her uniform slightly faded but neatly pressed. And there, glinting under the soft restaurant lights, the necklace shone like a ghost from Eleanor's past. Eleanor's heart raced. She needed answers. After dinner, as the crowd began to thin, Eleanor waved the girl over. "Excuse me, dear," she said, her voice soft but commanding, the way only age and experience could make it. The waitress smiled politely, though her eyes carried a trace of exhaustion. "Yes, ma'am, how can I help you?" Eleanor pointed at the necklace. "Where did you get that?" The girl blinked, startled, her hand instinctively rising to touch the pendant. She hesitated before answering. "Oh, this necklace. It's been in my family for as long as I can remember. My mother gave it to me before she passed away." Eleanor felt a lump rise in her throat. Her mother. "Do you know where your mother got it?" she pressed, trying to keep her voice steady. The waitress shook her head. "No. She never told me. Just said it was precious and I should never sell it, no matter how hard life gets. It's the only thing of hers I still have." Something inside Eleanor cracked open. Memories of her late husband, the betrayal of never finding the necklace, and the ache of her own estranged son all came flooding back. Could this girl somehow be connected to her family? The billionaire grandma couldn't sleep that night. While her wealth had given her every luxury imaginable, loneliness and unanswered questions had haunted her for years. She had lost her husband, grown distant from her only son, and despite the glamorous life the world thought she led, her heart carried scars money could never heal. The image of the necklace wouldn't leave her mind. Nor would the girl's tired but kind face. She decided she had to return to the restaurant. The next day, Eleanor arrived earlier, watching the girl from afar. This time, she noticed the waitress limping slightly on her left foot, struggling to carry trays but never losing her composure. A cruel manager barked orders at her, yet she responded with patience. Eleanor's chest tightened. During her break, Eleanor approached again. "What's your name, dear?" "Anna," the waitress replied, offering a faint smile. "Anna," Eleanor repeated softly, as if testing the name on her tongue. "Would you mind sitting with me for a moment? I'd like to talk." Anna hesitated, worried her manager would scold her, but something about the old woman's eyes made her agree. They sat at a corner table, and Eleanor gently asked about her life. Anna revealed she was working double shifts to pay for her younger brother's schooling. Their mother had died years ago, their father had abandoned them long before that, and they were left to survive on their own. Despite the hardships, Anna refused to give up her brother's dreams. Eleanor's eyes welled with tears. She saw not just resilience but echoes of her younger self, the same fire she once carried when she fought for her family's future. But the question of the necklace still burned inside her. One evening, when Anna grew comfortable enough to trust her, Eleanor asked again. "Anna, could I take a closer look at your necklace? Please, just for a moment." Anna nodded and carefully unclasped it. Eleanor held it in her trembling hands, flipping it over. And there it was, the tiny inscription, worn but still legible, "Forever, R&D." Eleanor gasped, covering her mouth. The truth struck her like lightning. This girl wasn't just wearing a random heirloom. This necklace had been stolen years ago, yet here it was, passed down to Anna by her late mother. Which meant Anna's mother had somehow been connected to Eleanor's past. But how? For weeks, Eleanor quietly investigated. She asked discreet questions, searched old records, and pieced together fragments of a story that had long been buried. Eventually, the truth came out. Years ago, during a time when Eleanor's husband was gravely ill, one of their trusted house staff had stolen the necklace and vanished. That staff member, as it turned out, was Anna's grandmother. But the story wasn't one of greed, it was one of desperation. The grandmother had stolen it not to live a rich life, but to feed her starving children. She had passed it down, never knowing its full worth, only telling her daughter and granddaughter that it was precious. Eleanor was shaken. Anger should have come easily, but it didn't. Instead, compassion filled her heart. She thought of all the years she spent grieving the loss of the necklace, never knowing that it was sustaining another family through hardship. The final revelation came when Eleanor looked into Anna's eyes and realized something even deeper. This wasn't just about a necklace. This was about fate. Their lives had been connected for decades without either of them knowing. One evening, Eleanor invited Anna and her brother to her mansion. Nervous, Anna arrived wearing her simple uniform, clutching the necklace. Eleanor met her at the door, tears shining in her eyes. "Anna, your family now." Anna was stunned. "What do you mean?" "I mean," Eleanor said softly, "this necklace belonged to me, yes. But it also belongs to you now. It has carried your family through dark times, just as it once carried me through my happiest days. I lost it, but maybe I was meant to lose it, so that you could survive." Anna broke down, unable to hold back her tears. The billionaire grandma embraced her tightly, as though embracing the daughter and granddaughter she never truly had. From that day on, Eleanor became more than a wealthy benefactor, she became a grandmother figure to Anna and her brother. She paid for the boys' education, gave Anna opportunities she had only dreamed of, and most importantly, shared love and wisdom that money could never buy. But Eleanor herself gained something far greater, a renewed purpose, a family she thought she'd lost forever, and a reminder that even in the strangest ways, life finds a way to bring hearts together. The challenges were many. Skeptics questioned Eleanor's decision, Anna struggled to adjust to her new life, and the scars of poverty and loss didn't heal overnight. But together, they worked through it all. Eleanor taught Anna the ways of resilience and grace. Anna, in return, reminded Eleanor of the strength of humility and hope. By the time Eleanor celebrated her 80th birthday, Anna and her brother stood proudly beside her, no longer just wait staff struggling to survive, but family with a future. And the necklace? It rested safely in a glass case in Eleanor's home, not as a possession, but as a symbol of fate, sacrifice, and the power of kindness. Closing message for video. Life has a strange way of weaving destinies together. What was once a painful loss turned into a blessing that united two families across generations. Eleanor discovered that true wealth isn't measured in diamonds or emeralds, but in the love we give and the lives we touch. And maybe, just maybe, we all carry a necklace of our own, something precious that connects us to stories we don't yet understand. So, dear viewers, what do you think? Would you forgive the past like Eleanor did? Do you believe fate connects us in mysterious ways? Share your thoughts in the comments below, I'd love to hear your stories. And if this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Be Kind Always, where we remind each other that kindness is the true treasure in this world.